Ooh, welcome to Elite Table Talk, where we are going to dive into some genuine conversations, some juicy information with some health professionals or other professionals in their own field, from doctors, accountants, lawyers, chiropractors, you name it. We are literally interviewing these people to help unpack their routines, discover what works for them and what doesn't, so we can dive into their personal life and their professional life, so you can capture some valuable nuggets that you can use to help your own health and fitness journey. So let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome to today's case study episode, where we're going to talk about quarterly goals. So we just come off the bat of a team development session with the whole team, and we are talking about quarterly goals. What's the purpose? What's the intent? And why do we do it? Well, let's start off with a quote by Shit Dave or by Kate Martinson. She did a prezzo for her team 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of stuck with me since, which is the dullest pencil is better than the sharpest mind. Think of a picture of a pencil, and it's really interesting. The picture that I have is of a sharp pencil. Should be a dull pencil. It would line better with a quote. So I'll let the picture pop up here. So let's kind of unpack that one. Is a lot of people, when it comes to achieving things, it was the government's fault. Person in the shop gave me the wrong order. Didn't get all the ingredients I needed. The meal company delayed the order. My trainer, they didn't give me the right program. They gave me bad advice. Oh, it's the kids. It's always the kids. Always. It's my partner. And a lot of the time, it really just comes down to you. You're the problem. I'm the problem. Everyone's the problem. But the sooner we can realize that we take ownership of what we do and we have control, because once you give control to someone else, you're really at the mercy of them. So this is where I like this phrase, the dullest pencil is better than the sharpest mind, because you can be the smartest person in the world. We forget. Like, how many times have you forgotten your phone? You said something and you forgot because you didn't write it down. Like, we're talking like write pages. I didn't like to read for like 9 years. I've read 10 books this year. 10 years. I've read 10 years, 10 books in this year. So it's like more books than I have in 10 years. Because, sometimes you need to just sit still and just journal or get the stuff out of your head. Like, how many times do you lay in bed and you're like, oh, I got to do that thing. I got to just write it down. It's like, oh, but I don't want to waste paper. Buy a whiteboard. Get pen and markers. No, don't get permanent markers. Don't do that. That I have done that by accident once. Oh, such a pain. However, if you do use permanent marker, get a whiteboard marker, and then you kind of scribble out on the words that you've written, and then you spray it, wipe it. Takes a few times. Yeah, that is a mammoth of a task. So just get a whiteboard marker, and you can just write down your thoughts. Do it at night. I've got like 3 whiteboards or 4 whiteboards. Technically, I've got 3 because I use 3, but there's 5. Kate wants to get rid of 4 of them. We'll see. So yeah, you get that out of your head, and then you go and action those things. Though we're talking about quarterly goals and how to set them. So this is what I did with the team: is get a piece of paper and write down all the goals you want to achieve. So start with 12 months. What do you want to achieve in the next 12 months? You've probably already done it. You probably said at the beginning of the year you knew your goals. Pull that sheet out. Now, if you don't have a sheet that you can visibly see to track your goals, then how are you on track? If it's in your notes and you're having to go through it, how can you find it? What you want to do is you want to just set it up in your screensaver, or set an alarm daily, or have paper that shows it to you right away. So right there, just by asking about your goals, you've either pulled out a piece of paper to start writing, or you've gone to look for them. And so if you were to time yourself, like trying to remember all that stuff, that takes time and energy. Oh, like, man, there's all this other stuff I got to do. I've got work, I've got kids, I've got to train. Oh, I've got to follow my nutrition. So there's a lot of things that we have to, we put on ourselves that we try to remember, and it's hard. No wonder we get tired so quickly. So we want to simplify that process. So put pause, give yourself 5 minutes, play some nice music. Do 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 do, and write that down, or just keep this last 15 seconds on repeat. So you write down your goals, many as you like. The sky's the limit. And once you've done that, 12 months of goals, circle your top 3. What are they? And once you've done your top 3, you're then going to break it down. So this comes from book Traction. You're going to break that down and you're going to break it into 90 days. And then you're going to put out. So some people, they're like, I want to make more money. Okay. So then what is that as a quarterly? So if someone wants to make an extra 30,000 a year or 20,000, let's go 20,000 easier. You then need to see an increase of revenue in your account by $5,000 every quarter. Now you might not hit that, but that just means next quarter you're looking for 10. So because 20 can be a big number in 12 months, so you just break that down. I want to lose weight. Well, I want to get into a consistent training routine. I want to be eating 4 meals a day. So you're starting to break that down into 90-day goals. So what are like tangibles? And then once you've done that, you might have 10, 15, circle the top one. So like prime example, some people are like, oh, which one's which? You're like, oh, I want money, but I want health. Well, one goal could be reading 3 books. And by reading 3 books, you increase your knowledge, your awareness, take action on that knowledge, which then leads to improvement in your health and your well-being in the other areas. So pick that next goal, so for the next 90 days, and give it a name. Example, car. Pretty lame name. The Supermobile Toyota 2024 V6. Like really give it shape and identity so you can really envision it and you can phrase it out. Right? Then from there, you're giving what traction? You're giving the rocks, the pillars. So what you want to do is what are all the actions and habits that you need to implement in your lifestyle day to day to make that a reality? So you write it down. And then you go, am I reading the books or listening to the audibles that are helping me improve on these rocks or these habits? Yes or no? The answer is no. Guess what? You could start today. Am I doing any of those daily habits? Look at them. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Cool. You might be doing 50% already. Great. Well, if you were to only doing 50%, this is probably why it's taking you longer, 6 months. And this is probably why every 90 days you're like, oh, I haven't hit anything. But you have. Just some of them, you just have to tweak a little bit more. And then, do you have a measurable metric in place? Let me explain that one. I'm going to train 3 times a week. Okay. But remember, you've based it over 90 days. So if that's 12 weeks, I'm going to train 36 times. So you could do 36 and 3. Because sometimes you might get sick, things might happen. So a lot of the time when people hit the week, they go, oh, I messed the week up. Far out. And you go, oh, I've only hit 1 workout out of 36. Okay, cool. I can tweak that a little bit 4 times. Or you might start 1 time, then 2 times, then 3 times. And you build yourself up to 4 or 5. So you'll still hit that 36. So it's just breaking down measurable metrics. You know, if you were to, you know, the average person drinks 2 coffees a day, times that by 90 days, that's $1,080. Don't have coffee. Drink more water. Hydrate yourself. That could be a metric. You know, if you're doing 180 coffees in the week, in the 90 days, then your metric is like, even if you did 70 coffees out of 90, that's still less than what you were doing before. So having a metric in place to help assess and review. And you can check that daily, personal preference. I like to check it weekly where I ask myself 10 questions. And those 10 questions are really just to align, like, have I read a book or have I done an audible, to align myself with that? Yes or no? How's my energy out of 10? How would I rate myself? A lot of time, if you rate yourself, you know where the gap is. You just have to be open to it. And then, 3, how do they track? Just do the numbers. You just kind of look at it and you go, okay, what's one thing I can change for next week? You go and implement that, and you just build on those habits. So once you've built those habits, 90 days, you're already you're that next level, that next person, and then you just refine and improve it and tweak it and move it forward. And you might even look at those 9-day goals that you had planned out, and you realize, I've already hit some of these, like, without thinking about it. And so you're now even closer to that 12-month goal. So that's what we wrapped up with. Remember, dullest pencil, it's better than the sharpest mind. So get to writing, have a good one, and make sure you set it up so it's easy to see on your phone. Have it as a screensaver and as alarm. Till next time, adios, amigos. Thank you so much for joining us on Table Talk. Hopefully you got some insightful information from those health professionals and you can apply it to your own life and own health and fitness. Remember to give us a like and subscribe, share to the channel, and if you feel you'd like to be on the next podcast episode, reach out to us on the links below and we'd love to see you on the next episode. Adios, amigos.